Welcome to a world that only exists at night, where heroes are found in the strangest of places. A world populated by forgotten classics, video nasties, and the head of their town. Take a look with me at misunderstood geniuses and those who believe themselves to be so. This is the world of the Midnight Screening.
So, my name's Nathan. With me, as always, is my friends Josh
Oh yeah, yeah.
and Ty.
What up, guys?
What is happening? Today, we're talking about modern cult classic James Gunn's 2010 superhero satire, Super. I said super too many times in that sentence.
No, you
Shut
said
up,
twice.
crime.
Shut up, crime.
Don't molest children.
You don't cut in line. You don't do drugs. You don't molest children.
children.
Yes. I feel like he got that order reversed, you know? They're all very important, but I don't know.
Yeah,
About,
I feel like one's more important than the rest.
Yeah, they're
people
cutting
that
the
cut in
line.
line are worst.
Just gotta say. Okay.
Since we've already quoted one of the most, well-known lines in this movie, I don't normally do this on the show, but if you are planning on checking this film out after this, viewer discretion is advised.
It is violent.
I hate to be the, trigger warning guy, but also, if you think this might not be a thing, you're probably
Yeah.
right.
At one point, someone's face does get shot off. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a violent movie. This is an offensive movie. It goes there, I think, is the way to describe it.
And at one point, just he gets assaulted sexually.
That was in his dream.
no,
That wasn't a
no,
dream.
he
Oh
actually
no!
does.
Sorry,
No, he
I'm
actually
thinking of a
does.
different scene. He actually does. Yeah.
He gets
Mm.
sexually. I mean, cut out the word but yeah, that was wrong on so many levels.
It's a good thing our channel isn't monetized, because this
Oh yeah, because we've lost everything right there.
with this episode.
I mean, we could still get sponsors. It's just we're speaking truth. It's what happens in the movie.
Yeah, I can't complain about it. I pick the movies.
Yeah, we can't exactly say.
It's all my fault.
We
So
can't
we
exactly
can complain
say.
about it.
We can't exactly say to people, "Hey, go watch a movie," but we're not going to tell you all the stuff, and then people are coming back going, "Oh,
No.
you told me to watch a movie where literally they hint towards a boy getting molested and he gets battered in the face with a pipe wrench."
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So I'm as much as I was kind of laughing through it, I'm not joking when I say that. Yeah, this is definitely proceed with caution if
Yeah, definitely.
you're at all sensitive to any of the usual trigger warnings. Really, they're all
Violence,
here.
Blood, gore, sensitive subjects. Yeah,
It's all, yeah.
it's all in
Um,
there.
But that being said,
Great
I
movie.
don't think this is. Yeah, this isn't a exploitation-y, edgelord film.
No.
It's actually pretty good.
Weirdly, it's weirdly good.
Who wants to do the plot?
The
I can do
plot
that.
is one crazy guy does some crazy stuff.
Okay, he's not crazy. He's not crazy.
Well,
You sure about that?
50%.
Okay. Well, we
Hey.
can come back to that.
Yeah.
we'll circle there.
He's got problems, I'll give you that, but I don't think he's crazy. Because, yeah, it goes about stuff very normal. I mean, if you're a guy with no superpowers, right, and you want to stop crime, you're going to pick a really, a heavy-set weapon. Maybe not a pipe wrench, but, look at Kick-Ass. He had police batons.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Your argument isn't defending the fact that he is crazy, because he is.
He's not, though.
But again,
No,
we're
he
gonna
has
circle back
severe
to that.
problems.
Okay. Basic plot is a guy's wife leaves him, so he thinks, you know, this guy's like a supervillain that's like kidnapped his wife, so he becomes a superhero to stop crime. There you go. That's pretty much it, and yeah.
And
just
to win his wife back. Yeah.
He's a bog standard guy. He works in a diner. He's Dwight from The Office. Is it Dwight?
He owns a beet farm. He really likes Battlestar Galactica.
Works at a paper company.
Yeah.
Something.
Darkseid?
Why can't I think of an Office reference?
It is Dwight from The Office, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's Rainn
Oh, thank
Wilson.
God I got that right. I knew it wasn't Jim, because that's John Krasinski. And I knew it wasn't
Yes.
Michael, because that's...
Steve
God.
Carell.
Steve
What?
Carell.
Thank you.
And it's
Forgot
not
Steve
Pam.
Carell's name.
Because that's Jenna Fisher.
It's not Jenna Fisher.
Yeah, I literally have never seen any of The Office. I just literally know their names.
Okay, that's fair.
So yeah.
You bring up...
So, what?
Sorry, if you had a point, keep going.
No, I'm saying, so really bog standard guy, wants to
Aye.
stop bad stuff happening in the world, believes he's been chosen by Nathan Fillion. Nathan Fillion.
Nathan
is in this
Fillion
movie.
as...
God, the
a
scenes with
not so
Nathan
subtle-
Fillion.
Nathan Fillion is a not-so-subtle parody of Bible Man in
The-
this movie.
The Holy something? Holy Avenger, is
Let
it?
me look it up.
I think it's Holy
I
Avenger.
think the Holy Avenger, yeah.
Just the bits with the
Yeah, the
devil,
Holy
and
Avenger.
then the he convinced the teens to have sex. It's like, Jesus Christ, boy. What the hell?
No. Jesus Christ Boy is his sidekick.
So, in that regards, when you look at, if you go into someone's house and they have some of the children are chosen by God, that's a little crazy. I'm not saying he's crazy.
So, real quick, you're defending the fact that you think Rainn Wilson's character is not crazy. So let's quickly recap what Rainn Wilson's character does in this film.
Okay.
After he draws the two best moments of his life, one of which is his wedding, the other which is him pointing where a person is and smiling at these drawings like a child. He then continues to be sad when his wife leaves him and decides the only reasonable explanation is to dress up, get a wrench, and start beating the living hell out of people. He then goes on to
criminals.
continue doing this to people who could be defined as criminals until he's waiting for a movie and someone cuts in line. So he rightfully then gets a pipe wrench and cracks the guy's skull open, nearly beats him to death. So far,
Yes.
you're still defending he's not crazy?
Yes.
Okay. So then we can move on a bit to when he gets his wee sidekick and they continue to do stuff, right? They continue to beat people up. It does stop her from killing someone at one point, sure. But then what he does is he proceeds to figure out that he can shoot people and it's a lot more effective. So he gets a bunch of guns, makes some pipe bombs, and then goes on a mass murdering spree, trying to justify it because some guy kidnapped his wife, even though it was not kidnapping in the slightest.
Those guys were drug
And-
dealers.
Yeah, okay. But he brutally murdered several of them, one of which he cracked his head on a piece of marble fireplace.
Yeah, he did.
You can't justify it not being crazy just because they're
Yes,
criminals.
I can.
He's
Yeah,
still a
Josh.
psychopath.
Josh, to be
No.
fair, with the marble scene, I will justify that in saying there was only like 10 minutes left in the movie and Michael Rooker hadn't died yet, and that was weird, so
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
he asked, it's a James Gunn movie, Michael Rooker needs to be dead by the end of the movie.
And also James Gunn's brother's in it.
Sean Gunn is in this as well.
Okay, right. No. He's not crazy, okay, because he's a normal guy but has been beaten down his entire life. Literally the two best moments in his life were his wedding day and when he told a policeman where a criminal was. Those are the two best moments of his life. He's not crazy, he's lonely. So when he found a purpose, he had a purposeless life when his wife left him. He worked in a diner, dude. Not shit talking.
And he snaps. I'm not saying
snapped.
he's crazy the whole film. I
But
think
he's
a
not
lot
crazy.
of this film is following the character as he slowly loses his sanity more and more. The film ends with him staring at all these pictures that he's drawing of his past life, stroking the bunny, because in reality, God had called him to save his wife so his wife could have a good life. He
Yeah.
had dreams about his head being cut open so God could touch his brain.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he's crazy from the start, but he's definitely not sane.
No,
He's not grounded.
and he doesn't learn.
Hmm.
That's what it makes me feel, the ending of this movie makes me feel so uncomfortable, because like films like this that go like really far by the end always have that like moral bit in the last 10 minutes where like, and I maybe shouldn't have killed all those people, but you know, it all ended up well in the end.
You know, did he actually say he shouldn't have killed all those people?
No.
Exactly. So he's not
like,
regretting it. He knows he did something
Exactly.
good.
No,
that's
He knows he
the
did
messed
something
up
good.
part.
Okay, hold on. Right. Let's look at Death Wish. Okay? The movie Death Wish was Bruce Willis, right? Is he crazy?
What? That's the remake.
never seen it.
Oh, you've never seen it, right? Nathan, is he crazy?
I have seen both versions of Death Wish, yes.
Okay, but is he crazy? Something traumatic
Yeah.
happened in his life. Why? Something traumatic happened in his life.
Well,
He went on.
See,
he
but
went
the
on
Death
to-
Wish movies... The
Actually,
Death
wait,
Wish
that's not
movies
good.
are...
That's revenge. That's more punishment. Alright, actually, there we go. Punisher. Is
The
Punisher
Punisher
crazy?
is also crazy.
He's
Yes.
he's crazy. He's a psychopath.
Why? How is
Yes.
the Punisher crazy?
Because
Sorry.
he's justifying the fact that he goes on constant murdering sprees, killing dozens of people at a time because his kid's dead.
You're
That's-
not supposed to like the Punisher.
No, he's not crazy. He goes
The
on
Punisher's
to kill
the bad...
bad guys.
But the Punisher is the bad guy in the
No,
Punisher.
he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
I have read a lot of Punisher, and the Punisher never comes off as the good guy.
Ty, if the Punisher was meant to be a good guy, why is he constantly fighting Daredevil?
Is he?
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know that bit. I'm going
Punisher is
off
a
movies.
Daredevil villain, primarily.
Also, like, the whole second third of the Civil War storyline.
That too. He's a mercenary hitman. That the Punisher is crazy, just like Rainn Wilson's character.
Rainn Wilson's character's not crazy. He's not crazy. Okay, apart from the guy that cut in line, every one of those things that he did were justified.
Well, no.
No.
Yes.
No.
They're justified in the
Yes.
way that, like, in the way that, like, yes, all those people are criminals. In the way that they deserve to have their heads caved in, no.
Remember, at any point in this film, Rainn Wilson could have got into proper contact with the police, told them everything he'd found out, and they would have very much the jurisdiction they needed to go and start arresting people. But instead, he
excuse me.
decided, nah, let me go blow
He did go
people
to the
up.
police. He did go to the police. And the police
Uh-huh,
didn't
and-
help him.
No,
Yeah.
but they went to the police at the time where no one committed a crime.
Well, he felt like his wife's been kidnapped. So there.
But she hadn't been.
She
In
hadn't
his
been,
mind,
she just left them.
but still, in his mind, there'd been a crime committed.
Uh-huh.
The police
But there hadn't been.
at least should have went and interviewed his wife. At least.
No, they shouldn't have.
Yeah, they should have.
That's not a thing.
She had done nothing illegal. Apart from the drugs, technically, sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
nothing
that-
illegal
that was
except do a bunch of drugs and get with a
But
major
that's
drug
The
dealer.
fact, the reason that he was going to the police for her disappearance wasn't illegal in the slightest. The only thing sketchy about that was that he thought it was wrong. The police had no reason or
Well,
jurisdiction
and
whatsoever
his
to get
head-
involved with that event.
In his head, the police never helped, so he went and did it himself.
Exactly.
And-
And
Yeah.
he's crazy
Personally-
because he decided the best way to do it himself was kill dozens of people.
Well, he didn't kill anybody till the end.
Which is a key, like, part in his character development, is he
Drug
keeps
dealers.
justifying he's not a murderer until he's like, well, I mean, if I do this, then this is technically fine, and if I do it like this, then this is sort of okay, and oops, I accidentally killed that one, and then I'm just gonna blow this guy up, and then
No, by the end of the movie,
his
he
own
wasn't-
moral code
it
doesn't
wasn't
make
an
sense.
Oops. By the end of the movie, when he's actually killing people, it wasn't an oops. It was that I'm going to kill them.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
Because he's insane. Most films
not.
like this will follow the basic plotline of the main character start as being way too violent and then slowly pulls it back as he realizes he's a terrible person. In this film, Rainn Wilson is doing something. He's being violent, not killing anyone, sure, but he progressively gets more and more violent until he's like, nah, screw it, kill them all. When he didn't have to. It's
Yeah, he
not
did.
justified just because they're drug dealers.
Yeah, those are not equivalences.
It's not justified because they're drug dealers. Okay. So you're saying drug
Yeah,
dealers shouldn't
That's
die.
not an equivalent. It's not an equivalent crime at all.
Is that what you're saying? The drug dealers shouldn't die.
Yeah,
Exactly what we're saying, yes.
Drug dealers that sell drugs to kids and kill kids, they shouldn't die.
That's not what these people did.
How do you know? How
That's
do you
not
know?
They did the movie. It's not.
How do you know?
And to his knowledge, and to Rainn Wilson's character knowledge, they didn't kill kids. In fact, to Rainn Wilson's character knowledge, All they did was take her wife and give her drugs and started to sell drugs to other people. Outside of that, he had no information on who these people were.
Drug dealers. That's all he needed.
All he knew is Kevin Bacon liked eggs. That's all. It's the only thing he knew for certain.
That Kevin Bacon liked his eggs. Yeah, that's right. Look, I
Then
stand
missed
by
a
it.
perfect opportunity for him to cook bacon in that scene.
I stand by it. Yeah,
Right,
stand
let's move on a little bit because there's more to talk about with this movie.
Nathan, you've agitated Josh way too much before we started this podcast.
No, I was just trying to convince Josh that he liked the last season of Game of Thrones.
I didn't even watch the last season of Game of Thrones. Wait, did you like the last episode? Because it ended.
I didn't want it to end like that. We're not getting into Game of Thrones.
Anyway, yeah,
Aww.
sorry, my
Super.
bad. Right, let's yeah. Anyway, this film has a pretty interesting like behind the scenes story, I think, in terms of just why and how it exists.
Okay.
So we all know who the writer director of this movie is, now a very iconic filmmaker,
Yep.
the one and only James Gunn,
Mm-hmm.
writer and director of both Guardians of the Galaxy movies and the upcoming The
Suicide
Suicide
Squad
Squad.
Which
Not
looks
to be
quite
confused. Not to be confused with 2016's Suicide Squad. This is
good. Which sucks.
the Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad.
With a the. It's the Suicide Squad.
This one
Anyway.
has a major difference. They dropped Will Smith and got John Cena.
So yeah, but at this point in 2010, James Gunn is far from like a well-known name in terms of like the mainstream. He had done. I'm just making sure I'm getting my facts right here. I'm to be open. Yeah, he had done directed one feature film beforehand, which was Slither, which was a massive commercial failure.
Yeah, it was.
To put it lightly. And he had a couple writing credits on some major releases. I say major releases. He had writing credits on Romeo and Juliet, Scooby-Doo, Dawn of the Dead, and Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed.
Scooby-Doo's a good film. Monster Unleashed, not so much.
We can... the only reason I don't want to talk about those right now is I feel like we'll probably end up doing those at some point.
Yeah, probably.
Or at least I will, to some degree. So James Gunn is, at this point gaining his reputation as like an irreverent, he worked at Trauma for a long time. He's an irreverent comedian with a really dark sense of humor, but not a financially successful person, But he decides he wants to do a superhero movie in 2010, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is 2 years before the Avengers came out.
2 years after Iron Man
And the
came
same
out.
year, it's 2 years after Iron Man, 2 years before the Avengers, and the same year as the very similar movie Kick-Ass. So they quite quickly realized they needed a big name, like a big comedic name for this movie. So
They got Ray Wilson.
James Gunn called in a favor. Okay. This is a weird movie for Rainn Wilson to be in, okay? Rainn Wilson's not, like, a dark comedy kind of guy. Like, he's a big out, funny, standard comedic kind of person. But James Gunn just so happened to be married to a woman called Jenna Fisher.
Ah.
A.k.a.
At the time.
Pam Beasley. Which, according to all the reports I've managed to read about this, essentially allowed him to pick an office cast member that wasn't Steve Carell.
I like the idea of him just going into the office set one day and just like almost looking at them like he's in an auction, being like, "Nah, not you."
Well, he picked the right one, to be fair. Like, imagine this was John Krasinski.
That wouldn't have worked.
That would not work at all. I love John Krasinski, but no.
Isn't he playing a superhero soon? Oh no, he's been tagged as like Mr. Fantastic, hasn't he?
I think
Everyone
we've
wants
all,
him to play Reed Richards.
We've
and
as fans, we've decided he's playing Mr. Fantastic.
I've seen the concept arc. It looks solid.
He'd be really good, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be solid. It's a good choice, but they need to crush every other cast member.
But you'll be pleased to hear, so, and actually they got Rainn Wilson, one of the stars of the biggest show on television at the time,
Seinfeld?
for the movie. So this did itself also become a massive commercial failure. But I alluded to what I think the reason is. I don't think it's a quality thing. I don't think it's like people didn't want to see it. I think it's because Kick-Ass came out the same year.
What came out first?
I can check that.
Because if Kick-Ass came out first, then I can see why it became a failure. But if this came out before Kick-Ass, this should have done better than Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass is also a much more normal movie.
No, of course,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like Kick-Ass is a more marketable film. It's
But if people saw this, if people saw this and then went, "Oh, it's a normal guy becoming a superhero," then saw the lead up to Kick-Ass, it's like it's a normal guy becoming a superhero. It's just like super. We're not going to watch it.
Kick-Ass did come out. Kick-Ass came out first by a couple of months, from what I'm saying.
There you go. So people watched Kick-Ass, loved it. People watched Super, hated it.
I don't think
Kick-Ass
it's just...
though is as a film much more of like an action comedy with the concept of superheroes, whereas Super is very different.
Yeah, it's making far more of a statement. Kick-Ass is also like a known property.
Oh yeah, because that's the comic run.
Yeah, it's a Dark Horse comic. So you've got the Mark Miller connection, which like immediately has the like, if you like any of the Dark Horse comics, you're gonna want to see Kick-Ass. If you like things like the Men in Black movies, you're gonna want to see Kick-Ass. Like,
I don't see that connection.
I think also, so I'm just really quickly going to the IMDb page of Kick-Ass to make sure I don't get my fact wrong.
And also, Kick-Ass has Nick Cage, and no matter how much
you've got,
no matter how much you deny it, you watch a movie if it's got Nick Cage in it. I think so many people went to see The Wicker Man, and that's why so many people will go to see Willy's Wonderland, because it has Nick Cage in it.
So yeah, I think this is a film that's just so unfortunately like... Do you know what? No, I'm going to change my statement right now. I disagree with myself.
Okay.
I don't think it's unfortunate that this film didn't do well, because I think part of the reason this film is at all interesting is because it so quickly became a cult movie. Like, James Gunn is an interesting guy now because he's a constant commercial failure that just ended up being the Guardians of the Galaxy guy. You know, it's been fun to go back.
Yeah, it became so beloved that literally the entire cast of Guardians of the Galaxy said, "Yeah, we'll leave if James Gunn doesn't get rehired. We'll leave."
Yeah. When Twitter found out who James Gunn was.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, if you want to dig up dirt and find offensive material on James Gunn, just watch a James Gunn movie. They're awful.
Watch Slither.
Yes. Slither may be worse than Super, actually.
Oh, it definitely is.
Maybe.
100%.
In sheer trigger warning wise, Super's got worse implications. Like, Super sticks with me longer than Slither does in terms of, like, the ramifications of... Because it's also more real. Like, someone could snap enough to pick up a wrench and just start whacking people with it in the street. Slither can't actually happen.
No. So that's the thing. I'd consider rewatching Super. I would never consider rewatching Slither. Even if you brought up about, hey, we're watching Slither, it's like, no, the fuck I'm not. Like, I'm not watching that
Slither's
shit
also
ever
funnier.
again. Just, I don't know, man. I watched it once. It was like, ugh. I watched it when it came out.
Slither, it's disgusting, yeah, but it's a lot more just jokes and like real jokes, not like Super with its kind of, if you know what they're talking about, it's kind of funny. I mean, Libby, the comic book store girl, she had great comic book knowledge for 2010. That is very basic comic book knowledge in 2021.
Yeah.
That scene really made me laugh, just based on the idea of being like, yeah, at that point, being like, superheroes without powers? Yeah, I could name a few. Would have been, like, impressive.
Yeah.
Well, as now, I think my mom could name more superheroes than she did.
Without powers?
Yeah. I guess we're finally at a stage where the MCU is moving into a place where they're like, do you know that superheroes with, like, cool abilities exist? I mean, then they just make them punch each other anyway, but that's... Link in bio to my WandaVision video.
I could name, like, 6.
Only 6?
spent the
Have
whole
you
time
been
trying
sat
to
there
name.
this whole time counting in your head how many?
Yeah, unless I'm really missing a lot of people. Like, I can, like, right now, like, I'll probably get more if I thought about it properly, but I can, like, off the top of my head, I can only think of 6 superheroes without powers.
Right. We're allowing this tangent to keep going. Ty, name them.
Okay, so Hawkeye and Black Widow, Iron Man,
Mm-hmm.
Batman, The Punisher, Green Arrow.
Well, you've already forgot Falcon. Right off the bat, you've got.
Oh yeah, Falcon.
And then, if you want to get specific, you've got your Hawkeyes because there's several of them.
Yeah,
there
there's
is several Hawkeyes.
well,
Because
2.
his daughter is in there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sure.
And then you've got
Yeah, his
Ronan,
daughter is also okay.
who's like Dark Hawkeye.
Well, Ronan's still Cliff Barton.
Ronan's Clint Barton, so it's
Oh,
technically the
okay,
same.
still
Yeah.
Hawkeye. Oh, then I've got the Bat family. So there's Red Hood, Nightwing, Batgirl, and Robin.
And Red Robin.
I forgot about Red Robin. Holy crap! We can't get.
Impact.
It'd only be superheroes. It can't be villains, can it? Because then we'd put in like Joker, and technically Mr. Freeze.
Depending what you're reading, to be fair.
Mr. Freeze
True,
is like
true.
he's just a scientist.
That's technically powers. I mean,
The Riddler doesn't have any powers.
yeah, he's just smart.
Penguin
Most
doesn't
Batman
have any.
villains
he's
don't.
just-
Oh,
Also, Riddler is insane, but
Hella is it? Yeah. Poison Ivy does. So does Bane.
Yeah, Poison Ivy can make plants.
Yeah, but still, it's still a power.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
like,
what I'm
it's
saying. Yeah,
like
she's definitely powered.
I swear to God, if you wanted to, you could say that her from Sky High went on to become Poison Ivy. You could. Like the best friend that became the girlfriend.
The plant girl.
Yeah, you could say she became one of
Plant
Poison
girl.
Ivy. You could say that, it'd be easy. And then you could say that Stronghold went on to become Superman. You could literally name any other villain. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's what they were going for in that film. But we'll come, that's not for today.
But yeah, there's like, still, even though, like, us three, we just named, like 12 to 15 superheroes without powers.
Yeah, but I'm also not gonna lie. If they did that in that scene of the film, it would be a bit long.
No, yeah. I was just like, because that scene is clearly, I think also James Gunn flexing his like knowledge of
Yeah.
comic books and being like, I'm the right guy for this movie, and it is just funny how in like 11 years, pop culture has changed so much where it's just not at all.
Star-Lord.
Anyone could write a comic book movie because everyone knows everything about the big comic books.
Star-Lord doesn't have any powers.
Oh, we're still on this. Okay.
He should speak.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
Speaking
he
of
said
James Gunn
I'm like,
superhero movies,
yeah, it just went James Gunn. I went, oh. Joe else is a James Gunn superhero movie. Super.
yeah. If anything, yeah, James Gunn would go prove himself to be the right guy to know a lot about comic books by resurrecting a comic book no one ever cared about.
Do you think he just pissed himself laughing when he got to that scene when he's writing it like, I know a lot.
I'm aware of superheroes.
I know.
Sorry, I need to
names
say this right now because we'll never do a Guardians of the Galaxy episode because
ever. Because it's
of
not
course we
common.
wouldn't. Yeah, it's not coming out as a big financial success. Those aren't even the Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay,
Nope.
I'm gonna say it right now. Those
No,
are
they're
just 5 random Marvel characters he's called that, and we've all just let him change the canon forever.
I mean, are you really mad?
No, because I didn't give a crap about the Guardians of the
Yeah,
Galaxy. I just
Exactly.
kind of love that we just let James Gunn do that. Just let him decide who they were.
Yeah, he picked actually interesting Marvel characters and made them the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Because the 6 Avengers in the movie The Avengers aren't the original 6.
No.
But they're close enough. You know what I mean? They're at least all Avengers.
Because Black Widow wasn't one of the originals, was she?
No.
Neither was Thor?
Thor, Captain America, Hulk, Ant-Man, Wasp, and...
Captain Marvel?
Wait, who did I say?
Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Ant-Man and Wasp.
Oh, and Iron Man, sorry. Yeah.
Ant-Man. Right.
Ant-Man, Iron Man. Anyway. These have all been relevant tangents, okay?
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
These are
superheroes.
James Gunn related tangents, and he's an
James Gunn,
interesting...
so we could-
I think
we could
he's more
essentially-
interesting than the movie.
We could talk about the entire MCU universe and it would still be a relatable tangent. We're not
Yeah,
going to, but we could.
yeah, we should probably not do that.
Yeah, I'm
I
saying we're
talk
not
enough
going to.
about that.
But we
Yeah,
could.
I don't know enough about that as it is on the internet.
So,
You know this film was only shot over 24 days?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh well, that's efficient.
yeah. What was the budget for this?
Right,
2
there is a
million.
lot.
2 million.
There is a lot of
that's-
like the same street.
Yeah.
You know, um, I'm guessing Vancouver
Yeah, probably.
because that's just where they film movies. That was
Just
all that bit
Vancouver,
was.
nowhere else.
They shoot a lot of movies in Vancouver. Okay, you can start to recognize.
yeah,
streets.
because Canada, like, they're cool with stuff
Tax
like that.
exemptions. Yeah.
Like, and they're probably not like, oh, we're gonna charge you lots of money to shoot in a street. You know what I mean?
Well, there's like pre-made, like, fake streets in Vancouver
Mm-hmm.
for filming, and
Yeah,
there's a lot
Los
more there
Angeles.
than anywhere else. What was it?
Wait, what? Shreveport, Louisiana, with additional shooting at director James Gunn's home in Los Angeles, California.
Oh wow.
Oh,
There you go.
the more you know.
Dun, 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 dun. Do you know what game you could play with this movie?
Mm.
Spot James Gunn's friends the fastest.
Okay,
You
we've
need to-
got Sean Gunn straight away. You got
Yeah.
Michael Rooker.
Mm-hmm.
Is he friends with Liv Tyler?
I don't know if I've seen Liv Tyler show up in anything else he's done.
Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Fillion. Big one.
Not Ellen Elliott Page or Linda Cardellini. Apparently Ray Wilson.
I think they're real life friends. I don't know. They don't really
Yeah.
work together very often.
Is Kevin Bacon friends with him?
That actually does, because Kevin Bacon gets a shout out quite a lot by Star-Lord.
Yeah.
True.
Um,
Does James Gunn count as James Gunn's?
James Gunn is also in this movie. That's correct.
Is he?
Yeah, he's the demon in the
Oh.
thingy
It was
shows.
Demon's
That
Will.
makes sense. That makes sense.
But, yeah, it's Rob Zombie voices God.
Of course.
And
Solid.
Stevie Aggie is in the comic book store.
Who? Who's in the comic book store?
Steve. How'd you say his name right? Steve Aggie?
Aggie.
Oh,
No, I mean the comedian.
alright.
Who's also going to be in Suicide Squad.
Cool. But is he the one that rips into Rain for wanting a what bloody comic book is it? Oh, that's
He wants
the Holy guy.
Avenger.
The Holy
Yeah.
Avenger, yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
So it was alright.
I think this is the one you're missing. You're missing Elizabeth Banks, but I think other than that, you've got most of the James Gunn regulars.
Where is Elizabeth Banks in this movie?
I'm saying you're missing her. She's the only one that's not.
I was going to say, I'm like, where is she in this
Yeah.
movie?
She wasn't in this one.
She was-
And I guess Jenna Fisher for this time, but I mean, I doubt she's going to be in many more coming up.
She's not really in anything anymore. Oh.
It's a good point. It's been a while since I've seen her do.
Who else are James Gunn's friends?
That's about all I can think in terms of his professional relationships that he keeps.
Yeah.
Like, he's got the most Lucky Charms out of any filmmaker I can think of, right?
Yeah, probably.
Because you got like Spielberg and Tom Hanks.
Well,
you got,
Wes
like-
Anderson. Hang on.
Oh, Wes Anderson, you're right.
Tim Burton, Johnny Depp.
You got Tim Burton
Yeah,
with Johnny
they've
Depp
only
and
got,
Helena
like,
Bonham Carter
Yeah. But, you know,
and
Wes
Vincent
Anderson,
Price.
you've
back
got-
in the day.
Bill Murray, Owen Wilson.
Luke Wilson,
Who's really cares
Yeah.
about Luke
Um,
Wilson
oh.
anymore, though?
Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of, but I forgot his name.
What else is in all those movies? This is just a challenge for us now. Like, name the Wes Anderson people.
What are Wes Anderson films again?
Grand Budapest, Fantastic Mr.
Life
Fox,
Aquatic.
Royal Tenenbaums,
Isle of Dogs.
Darjeeling
but-
Unlimited.
Royal Tenenbaums, would that not be Ben Stiller then?
Nah, he's only in that one now.
Yeah,
Or is it
he's
that?
not
Alright.
a regular.
I've seen Fantastic Mr. Fox, and I think that's pretty much it.
Jeff Goldblum's usually plays
Goldblum.
in most
yes.
of them.
Yeah, Goldblum isn't a lot of
Ed
it.
Norton. Ed Norton.
Okay, so you've proved me wrong. Yes, James Gunn does not have the most Lucky Charms. It's definitely Wes Anderson.
Wrong. It's Joss Whedon.
No.
Yes.
No, he doesn't have as many as
Really?
Anderson. His Whedon's got what?
The Marvel Universe.
Yeah, but that's not Joss Whedon's Lucky Charms.
No, like
Right, who would be
because Joss
Joss
Whedon only
Whedon's-
made 2 of those movies. I guess Whedon again. He's got Nathan Fillion.
Mhm.
It's like
That's about it, really. Yeah, they dance club with Nathan Fillion and
Well,
like some of the minor cast of Buffy.
Tarantino's got Sam Jackson, Harvey Keitel,
Yeah,
John Travolta,
Mad
Michael
Mikkelsen.
Madsen. Do you say Mads Mikkelsen? It's
I
Michael
meant to
Madsen.
say not that.
It's Michael Madsen.
Michael Madsen.
Fucking
Very
Mads
different man.
Mikkelsen. Yeah, very different. That's Hannibal. Tarantino, he's got Sam Jackson. Jamie Foxx? No.
Nah, he's only in one movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Tim Roth.
You have to build. You have to be able to associate them with being like always in their movies, or at least in the majority.
Alright, so Sam Jackson.
I'd say it's really just Sam Jackson
Yeah, that's
for
really
Tarantino.
or Harvey Keitel as well. He's in a couple. He's in a
He
few.
shows up, yeah.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell,
Yeah. Then you go Martin Scorsese. He's got Joe Pesci, Robert De Niro,
Caprio.
Al Pacino. Right?
But I do think all those other filmmakers earned, like, having a Lucky Charm
Yeah, worked with him
by
over
like making a
that many.
lot of movies and then being like, oh, we work well together. Well, as James Gunn, it's literally just his friends.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
You know? He's like, I just like working with my brother and my buddy Michael.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna paint Michael blue and
Give him a
Sean
big
can
red mohawk.
sit on the floor and pretend to be a raccoon, and I'm gonna double his voice with Bradley Cooper.
And also, he plays a scavenger.
Yeah, he's also
Ravager.
Gargling.
Ravager. Yeah.
Ravager. I knew I got that wrong as soon as I said scavenger. I'm like, nah, it's Ravager. Yeah.
See, this is what I thought would happen. Super is a good movie, but
So
it's
we
far
did
more
end up talking
interesting
about
to
James
just
Gunn.
talk about James Gunn. Like, he's just such a
It's-
weird,
Were
fascinating
you just
guy.
sitting there making lists and going, let's talk about Super. We're not going to talk about Super. We're just going to talk about James Gunn the whole time.
So it's about James Gunn. This is my way in. To
You're
just
like midway
declare
through.
my love for James
just-
Gunn.
You've actually put it in the right place as well. We're midway through, but we've spent the last 4 films explaining the films. We're probably going to spend the next 5 explaining the films. So it's just this one we're talking about the director and writer.
We could take a day off and just gush over James Gunn for.
Well, we did talk about the movie for a solid like 15-20 minutes, and then like the last 20's just been a solid like.
Oh, yeah, we went. To be fair, we did go like deep into the
Really quick.
really like
Okay,
interesting.
Can I go?
Very quickly.
I'll pause it. What happens to to Bolty? That took me by surprise. I did not expect that.
Yeah,
No, the whole
that's
tone
where you
of the-
start to see. That's where I thought he was going to start seeing consequences.
I think that's the point, though, isn't it? Right? It's
But
kind
then-
of
yeah, 'cause
like
then he
that
doesn't.
psych moment of the film. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
her head's just been blown off.
yeah.
You look
How
like
old
great
was she
sat, but
meant to be
instead
in
he
that
goes,
film? Was she like 18, 19? 22. No, she's 22.
She's 22. Well, the character is anyway. I don't know what age
Ugh.
Elliot Page was,
Ugh.
but yeah,
Sorry, I'm still remembering that sequence where she's like, ugh.
she is hilarious.
Hilarious,
movie.
but I was like legitimately grossed
Messed
out.
up, but hilarious.
I was legitimately grossed out by that sequence where she's standing, yeah, in her uniform. I legitimately, I was sitting there going, oh, it's wrong.
The funniest stuff in this movie is whenever Bolty decides she's gonna do like a dance or something,
Yeah.
and she's like doing gymnastics to prove to him she'd be a good sidekick, and she's like just kinda doing a cartwheel.
Yeah. And then it's completely okay with her boyfriend calling Rain her sugar daddy. Like, yeah, sure. Oh,
That's
man.
the weird sort of tone this movie has, where they're like, we're at a fun house party. Oh look, what's his name, Frank?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Frank. Oh, Frank showed up. Let's go. And he's like, I've been shot.
Linda Cardellini
He's
needs to be
bleeding.
in this movie more.
Yes.
I honestly,
What
do you know
a
what I
waste of Linda
expected?
Cardellini.
I actually expected it to be like, as soon as his wife left him, it's like, he's going to go back, he's going to get that bunny, and then him and Linda are going to go on a date. Nope. Just sitting stroking his
No,
bunny.
that would have been a normal movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not a normal movie.
It would have
No.
conventional plot. But yeah, she is too funny a lady to do nothing in a movie.
Yeah. She just picks up a bunny, makes Rain look at it, and then puts it back in the cage.
Yeah. Watch Freaks and Geeks.
Ah, Freaks and Geeks is good. I like Freaks and Geeks.
That had nothing to do with anything. I just wanted to tell people to watch
Nathan
Freaks
just
and
likes
Geeks.
Freaks and Geeks, yep.
I like Freaks and
I'm
Geeks a
not
lot.
surprised. It's a great show.
It's a great show.
And it kicked off so many people's careers.
Cancelled way too early.
I mean, would you have wanted a second season?
I would have liked them to finish the first one.
That's true. Yeah. What even
At least
happened?
Firefly got a movie.
I can't remember what happened.
Nothing. Just
With
ends.
Freaks and Geeks. Yeah, why though?
Just stops. Well, like, why did it cancel?
Yeah.
Low ratings, apparently.
Oh, what? See, if we're ever going to do TV shows, Freaks and Geeks is a cult TV show.
I've been thinking about it, because there's a couple you could do.
But they'd have to be short.
But it'd be like a spin-off thing. I'm not watching a whole TV show every week.
No, they would have to be like at least just one season. That's it. To be a cult, it has to be like either one or less than one season.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
not
less
attached.
than in the case of Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah, and not attached to a major movie franchise. Like we couldn't do WandaVision because that's one season, but it's attached to Marvel, so we couldn't do that one.
I've already spoke about that, and people are mad at me now.
Oh yeah, that's true. Why are people mad at you?
Sorry, I said something you liked was just okay.
WandaVision?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How dare I point out a problem in a TV show? This show is a good idea, everyone.
But like I said, in text to you when you asked me what I thought of it, I said it was a good, like middle of the road between Endgame and Multiverse of Madness. You can't expect the middle of the road to be great. Simple as that. Not saying it wasn't. It was a really good series, but you know, it's literally it's a plot filler. Because if you turn around and go, oh yeah, it's been like 6 years since Endgame, it's like, alright, what the hell's Scarlet Witch been doing? For 6 years. And then suddenly she turns up, she's way more powerful and she's got rune magic and all of that. So it's like, you know, you needed it. But yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we've talked around this movie for long enough.
Yeah.
But let's
Real question is, would we recommend it?
That's my line.
Ooh, I took your line.
Just because you took my line, I'm gonna ask Josh first. Josh, would you recommend this
What?
movie?
Well, Nathan, since you asked, I think that's a tough question with this movie. I think this is kind of like some of the other films we've talked about, where I think it's highly dependent on the person. I'm not going to go around like recommending this movie to my mum, you know. That wouldn't end well. But I think if you're someone that's used to these kind of more weird films, then yeah, I think it's a good one to try watch. But it's very particular as to who would actually enjoy it, I think.
Yeah. Ty, would you recommend Super?
No. Because I'm kind of stemming off Josh's reason here. If you're into this kind of niche film, you've probably already seen it, so there's no point me recommending it. It's not, like Josh said, it's not an everyday person film, so I wouldn't recommend it. If someone came to me and said, hey, I like weird-ass films, should I watch Super? I'd turn around and go, yeah, you should. But on like a basis of, hey, I want to watch a movie, I'm not saying Super. So, nope, sorry, don't recommend it.
Yeah, you both make good points there. I'd say I would recommend it. But in my logic, I'm in a weird universe where, yeah, someone who is into their, like, messed up, irreverent comedies, for some reason hasn't seen it yet. Recommend to that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. be fair, I hadn't seen
Very
it till we did
specific
this,
person.
so there are
Yeah,
people out
same
there
here.
that haven't seen
Like
it
Josh
that will
until
like
very
it.
recently. Yeah, if you've been thinking about it, yeah, if it seems like it's up your alley, you'll probably like it, and you should check it out. If it seems like something that might upset you, it will.
Yeah, 100%.
It upsets me, and I like this kind of stuff. But on that basis, let's go in the same order. Josh, is it a midnight screening?
No, I don't think so. I think by the time you're hitting midnight screening type films, I think this is almost too kind of weird for it to be under this category. I think there are so many films out there that are similar to it, but are more that are easier to watch and a bit more light that would make better options. So I'm gonna say no.
Ty?
Did you say my name? Nathan's just went quiet.
Nathan?
Did I go quiet? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you went quiet.
I figured Discord cut out somewhere.
Yeah.
Within that, I can't tell where. Yeah,
It sounded
Ty,
like
would you
you
recommend it?
sighed, and I was like, "Is that him saying my name?"
Oh,
I
is
agree
this
with
a
Josh.
midnight
It's not
screening?
a midnight screening. There's too much thought to go into this movie at that time of night. Like, yeah, if you're same logic as before. If you're with the boys, you don't want to be sitting thinking about why a movie does or doesn't make sense. So nope.
Yeah, I'm completely in agreement with both of you for the same reasons as like Fight Club. It's just it's messed up, but not fun messed up. It's just messed up, and yeah, that's gonna kill the mood a bit, I think. So there you have it. It's been a little while since we said no to a film.
Yeah, but is that the first time we had a unanimous no?
I think it is the first
Yeah.
unanimous no.
Because even
Do you
Fight
know
Club.
what I say to this film? Shut up, super. Get it?
Nah.
Shut up, Josh.
Okay.
Comedy genius.
Okay. Now for the part of the show
That would have
everyone's
been,
been
like, such
waiting
a
for.
great-
Hey Josh, what's our next movie?
Jeff, what's your hint? What's the hint to this movie?
I'm really looking forward to this.
I'm gonna just take a quick drink because I'm not sure how this one's gonna go. But it's a cartoon. There you go.
Oh God! Even I don't know
They're
what he's
getting
talking
better. No, that's perfect.
about. Is it?
Right.
Holy crap! Okay.
I'm proud
That's
of that one.
actually. We'll explain when we stop recording.
Okay, good. And
Thank you
everyone
all.
else will find out next week.
Yes, next week you'll find out what on earth Josh was on about. Thank you all for listening, as always, and putting up with whatever this is
Yeah.
that we do here. Thank you to my great co-hosts, Josh and Ty.
Yeah, but
You're welcome.
And, of course, I don't know why I laughed so much at you saying you're welcome. And, of course, thank you to our valiant editor, IzPrebuilt. His links will be in the description below, as will our socials. Follow us on our Twitters and Instagrams, and follow my Letterboxd. My Letterboxd will give you sneak hints as to what could be coming up in future episodes if you pay attention closely enough to what I'm logging.
yeah.
Is that a fun enticement to people? I don't know. I'm saying it in the outro now anyway. I've said it twice now, so
Yeah.
it's a thing. If you're listening to this on Spotify, why not give the Nathan Needs a Username YouTube channel a quick look over, maybe subscribe, maybe watch a couple videos. All these episodes get hosted on there, along with whatever other pop culture discussions I decide to have. It's real chill and fun. You should check it out. And if you are on YouTube and you want to listen to the show on the go, there'll be a link in the description to the Spotify page for midnight screening. So that's there as well. I think I got everything this time.
Yeah.
We'll see you all next week.
Yeah. Goodbye.